Oh, yes. Let me make sure of something else, but welcome to Wellness Wins Live, everyone. We got a treat for you
Yes.
today. We have a treat for you. You just don't know. You just don't know. We got an excellent treat for you today. Okay, so we live. I wanted to make sure we were tested
Okay.
and improved. Study yourself to be approved. Okay. All
Mm-hmm.
right. So, hey everyone, welcome back to Wellness Wins Live. I'm your host, Coach Nyala, and um, this is a safe space, safe live space, where Wellness Wins was created to highlight like real wellness, how we incorporate our wellness, highlight the wins. We hear all of the negative things about our health concerns and how we don't work out, we don't eat right. But I wanted to create a channel where we talk about wellness wins, talk about wellness and how we're winning in our wellness, right? And incorporating that in our lives. Wellness, holistic wellness is more than movement, more than training. It's mental, physical, emotional, financial. It's the total well being, right? And so this is an area where we get to talk about how we're incorporating our wellness and having that mind body connection. And this conversation today, right here, matters because mental health is a misunderstood topic. I feel like when people hear the word mental health, they automatically think, oh, there's something wrong, there's some type of illness. But today's conversation, we're going to dive into mental health and why it's important to prioritize that, what it looks like, to incorporate it. And it's a live conversation. So I'm telling you up front what we're going to talk about, but we never know where it's going to lead because both of us are anointed on here. So
Yes.
we follow the spirit here on these live conversations. So um, I want to make sure that people are aware that this is not a subject to be afraid of, that we can dive into, nothing to avoid. And if there is a crisis, be sure to address it, right? I want to say that the information on this channel that we share are from our experiences. We're not medical licensed doctors. If you have any issues, if you're experiencing thoughts of ending your life or know someone who is, be sure to call 988 or 911. Make sure that they get the help that they need, right? This is for informational purposes only, but you may get something that you can tie into your wellness and be able to go back to your actual healthcare provider and say, hey, I heard about these things. Can you give me more information? Right? So, we do want to express that mental health is not mental illness. Mental health is part of our human body. I think mental health should be a annual check-in, if not quarterly, and if not weekly. Some of us need it weekly. I said it. I said what I said when I said how I said it. Okay. So before we go any further, I want to introduce you to the doctor, Brenda Pridge, Pridgen. I used to always mess up her last name. I just want to tell you that. And she got on me one day and was like, I don't know why you keep calling me that, but it is Pridgen. I was like, yes, ma'am. Right. So Dr. Brenda Pridgen, who is um, a phenomenal counselor. I had to call her for a personal uh, issue, and she was able just to bring me to reality, put me in check, gave me some resources, and I said, you know what? Y'all know me. I had to ask her, can you come on and talk to the people about wellness wins? Because you were so helpful to me. But she is a proud Army veteran, and she
Well,
served Who?
Oh,
For those that don't know,
yes.
I haven't said that in a long time. So that felt so good.
Okay. Might have to give us an extra one there.
I know.
Oh.
Before we close out, go Army.
Okay.
Okay,
Go
we're not
Army.
leaving out any other branches though. I'm just saying it's Army on here right now.
Yes.
But she has a diverse background of leadership across different roles, different responsibilities. And she became a passionate guide for those around her. Like I said, I, I tested it, I tried, it's true. She's a natural counselor whose insight has laid the foundation for long life devotion to mental wellness, right? Because that's what we're talking about, mental wellness and community healing. And so, without further ado, because I've been talking for a good 6 minutes, which is a lot for me, Dr. Brenda Pridgen, would you introduce yourself to the people?
Yes. Well, you told them my name. You got it right. Thank you so much.
Yes.
I appreciate you. I'm Brenda. I'm here to help. I'm here to serve. I'm here to share, and I'm here to love. So that's what I do. I am a retired Army veteran, a wife and a mom for a very long time. I know for a very long time, over 40 years in both roles. And so I'm just grateful to be here
Yes.
presently today and to
Yes.
have this conversation with you. And I count it a privilege for you to even ask me to come on and talk to somebody else. But that's what I do. I can't keep it to myself. If it's gonna help me, how can I help somebody else? So we're here today. So whenever you're ready, let's get into it.
Yes, so she is the founder of Authentic Mind
I
LLC.
am, aren't I?
Yes, yes, you are. And so you bring a fusion of lived experience and mental health expertise, and just you really have a heart to help. You really have a heart to help. So, all right, we're gonna get into it. I wanted to ask, why do you think people tense up when they hear the word mental health? Like, what's that about? What you
What?
think that's about?
Um, All right, now I'm gonna just say a word, so don't get offended. Cause just told Nyla love LOVE walking, and I think one of the main reasons is ignorance. Ignorance simply means you don't know something. You just haven't learned it. That's what ignorance is. I think that's one of the main reasons, ignorance, because we think, oh, if you say somebody has a mental health issue, you say, oh, they're crazy. But, who is not crazy is what my question would be. Probably, and that crazy is a bad word in this field, but who is not dealing with some type of issue? I think the other reason is stigma, and I think another reason is tradition. People hold fast to their traditions based on, it could be based on culture, it could be based on socioeconomic, it could be based on ethnicity, it could be based on a whole lot of things. But I think it's ignorance, stigma, and what was the last thing I just said?
Tradition.
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 Yeah, tradition. And when I think tradition, a lot of times, yes, I love God and I know He loves me. I think church that's what comes to mind a lot of times. Whatever the religious background is, sometimes is um, traditional. Just go pray about it. Okay, just go and use the tools God has put in this earth that accommodate the healing. Hello.
Hello. Because what I find interesting is that people will quickly get a pill to take some high blood pressure medicine, right? They'll quickly take a shot for the diabetes. Now, type one, that's an actual
Yes.
body reaction
Yes.
versus type two. That's reversible if you eat the right things, if you do the right
Yes.
things, right? And so, to your point, there is a sense of ignorance about behind mental health, which
Mm-hmm.
means, in my opinion, just getting your mindset checked out by somebody who is licensed, someone who
Absolutely.
has the education to guide you through a series of questions just to check where you are, right? And there's that stigma that, oh, I don't want to be seen as crazy. You know, I don't have to go talk to somebody because I'm all right. You know, I'm okay.
Yes.
I'm
And that
okay.
when you say that, that always brings me to the subject of the facade. What
Mm.
is okay? What's how long you been putting up this facade that you're okay, and what is okay? Identify that if somebody, if everywhere you go, someone tells you you're mean, or you never have anything. You're always so negative. Well, I think there comes a point when one has to say why.
Why
Why
is
am I
this
like
happening?
this? What happened to me? It's not what's wrong with us, it's what happened to us that impacts our life. And to your point, often when I speak, when we were talking about ignorance in healthcare, you made a really great point. To your point, often when I speak, I will just start off with who in the room has ever been sick? Everybody raise their hands. Who's ever had a cold? Everybody raise their hand. Whoever had a broken bone? Few people raise their hand. Who might have had something like cancer? Few people raise their hand. Then I say, what did you do about it? We went to the doctor. We took a pill. We took medicine. Well, what more about your mental health? Because mental health is health care.
Exactly.
Because it's inside out. It's definitely inside out, and outside in. And you said something earlier about how you started Wellness Wins, and then the field of mental health. We have this term, biopsych, and you're probably familiar with it. Biopsychosocial. Everything is biological, psychological, and your social
For sure.
environment, social determinants, be it the neighborhood you live in, food deserts,
Yes.
too many power lines. All of those things are determinants not only for our physical health, but our mental health as well. And our
Yes.
physical health is determined by our mental health. I know I'm going on and on. Ask your next question, honey. Go on.
No, that is good because a lot of times people don't take in consideration the whole, not only the first thing we look at is our exterior, right? How we look, how we dress, and all those things. But what we take into our body, nutrition wise, has an impact. Um, Also, our environment being our relationships,
Yes.
environment being just how you live on a day-to-day basis. When you talked about the food deserts, some areas don't have certain food that they can go and get the nutrition value that's needed for your body. So it's just something to think about and take into consideration for everyone out there listening, because it's important to look at the whole picture and not just one sided of I'm dressed well, I feel well, I woke up this morning, I'm good to go. You
Yeah.
know, we get our annual check physically, and then also I encourage people to get that psychological check annually as well, because life is lifing. We all have that term, and with life lifing, your mental is being impacted. Who
Yes.
are you
Every
talking
part of
to?
you.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
every part is being impacted. Yes. So, okay. Um, what do you think that the cost? What is the cost for individuals, families, and just leaders who don't talk about mental health, or or shy away from the subject altogether? Like maybe they're closed off about the subject, or they just pull away. What do you think the cost is for them?
I think it's individual. Look, you get ready to get it. I think it's individual and generational death and destruction.
She just said death and destruction.
That's
Tell
what
me
I
more.
said. I tell you more because, first of all, I want to say this is a safe space. Nyala said that this is a safe space. It is a space without judgment, condemnation, shame, and guilt. So
Yes.
be free. Be free. That's what I say. Be free. No worries, no pressure. Individually, the body keeps the score.
Mm.
Whatever happened to you impacts your body, especially when you have some, say you have trauma and it's unprocessed. And you can prove it by statistics. You know, we got Google and AI and all these other things, and you can look it up about. You can look it up now about the rate of heart attacks. Like when people say they had a broken heart, people often literally had a broken heart, and they had a heart attack or heart disease because of that broken heart. That's a thing. That's a real thing. That's individual. Generationally, whatever these things are, I'm going to tell you about this book. This book is called What Happened to You? And it's by Dr. Bruce Perry. I think you and I talked about it once.
Yes.
And Oprah is Dr. Bruce Perry and Oprah. And in that book, he gives an example of something of what we call epigenetics. How when there's trauma, for example, in one's life, it could be passed on generational and it becomes a thing in one's DNA. It becomes a DNA factor. He gives an example while he's talking about epigenetics about black people and dogs. Why are so many black people afraid of dogs? Several things. Dogs have been used to police. So a dog does not always equal a friend to some black people. That's why they're afraid of dogs. Secondly, because dogs were used to police, think back in history, if you look at it, Alabama and the different other places, what did they do? The police put the dogs on the people. So, and then that got passed down. Don't mess with the dog. Don't mess with the dogs. Don't mess with the dogs. So it built a sense of fear for generations to come. I can just think of people off the top of my head that are afraid of dogs. Got this little dog in here, and so far, praise God, it's quiet. You know, nobody's barking or anything like that. But if the dog barks, I have a friend and she said, Brenda, I'm not coming in your house. Why? The dog. She's not coming in because of the dog. And that's just one example he uses. So that's why it says individual and generational death and destruction. Because if your body keeps the score, okay, heart disease. If your body keeping the score for trauma, heart disease, diabetes, stroke, high blood pressure, migraines,
All those things.
and more. And then it goes down the line if the chain is not broken. If there's no chain.
Yeah.
Okay, let's say you take a breath if you're all right. Take a breath.
I know, because this is Wellness Wins. I said we ain't going to talk about all the bad stuff. We ain't going to talk about all. But
we are winning. Yes.
Yes, it's important to know there is a win in awareness.
Absolutely. Yes.
Sometimes I have this conversation with my husband sometimes where there's a thought that people are, yes, they're ignorant, but there's also like there's a lack of awareness. To your point, the generational part in the DNA. And because it's in your DNA, that doesn't mean that it's the end all be all. It lets you know what is there.
Yes.
So that you can address it, right?
Yes.
So that you can no longer walk in ignorance and you can do something about it. You can empower yourself to make that change and incorporate movement, incorporate deep breathing exercises, but most importantly, address the issues that are coming up that are causing drama and trauma in your life.
Absolutely. Right? The self-awareness is the number one. And with self-awareness in education, psychoeducation, we win. Yes. You can't help but to win. We got a marvelous creator, and we're created in his image and his likeness. How can we not win? And that same creator gives us these things as tools to we live in this world. We walk in this flesh and blood. He
gave us a
these
skin
things as tools.
Yes.
He did. These are just tools. They're not your
Yes.
end all or be all. Just like you said, we can change anytime we want to. We transform it constantly. Yay, wellness wins.
Yes. And we're transforming whether we decide to or not. Like whether we make an intentional decision to make a change or not.
That's good.
Because
That's,
time is still moving.
yep.
So you're still changing sitting in
Yes.
that form. If you don't do anything else, I heard from Coach Lisa A. Smith, if you don't do anything today that changes your health, you will not be any healthier than you are right now today. Right?
True.
So it will only get worse because you're
Right.
not doing
Cause
anything.
yes. Cause what did they say? Smoking is the sitting is the new smoking. Mm-hmm.
Mm, mm. Okay, all right. So I
Word.
told y'all what we started, and then we how this. I told y'all how this was gonna go. So, tell us about the psycho education, cause you brought that up, and I was like, huh? Let me go research what we doing.
Well, we're doing it right now. It's the self awareness you just mentioned, and it's the education. I mean, think about it. Who goes to their job and knows nothing about it? You know, even if you go to your job and you don't know anything, or you're whatever it is, you get some type of training. Now, parenting might be a little bit different on the job training, but you know, they got a ton of books out there. People still reading the books. So why not educate ourselves about ourselves?
Yeah, educate ourselves by ourselves. And how do we do that? When we get those assessments, when we get those
Yes,
check-ins, we get a report
yes,
back that lets us know what's working, what's not working, what needs to be addressed, right? And
yes,
that's with our minds as well. Because our
yes.
cholesterol numbers tell us you might want to put down that bread and butter, right?
Right. No
Uh,
fried chicken for you.
no fried
I like
chicken.
fried chicken.
Oh my goodness. But there is no tracking mechanism that I'm aware of that can help you with your mental health.
That's a really great point. And to that, I say you have to be intentional.
That
One
part.
has to be intentional
That
because a
part.
lot of times we don't even pay attention until we're in crisis. Well,
That part.
crisis, by the time you're in crisis, a whole lot has happened before you got there,
And it takes a
before one
lot
got there. It
to
does.
unravel and
It does.
unlearn and unlock. Ask me how I know. Don't ask me how I
I
know.
know too, honey. I know too. I know too. It wasn't on the wellness side. But then again, maybe it was. I don't know. Because now I
Mm-hmm.
know. And knowing is half the battle.
That part. Everybody, yes, yes. No one is half the battle. And so I'm so happy that you're sharing about the psychoeducation and us having this conversation, how important it is. Um, how would you say that someone needs to, and we talked about it a little bit, needs to, we talked about it earlier when you mentioned that somebody says that you're mean all the time, maybe
Yeah.
um, getting that address, or maybe where you're not being heard in room
Yes.
after room. So what other instances or examples do you think that people may want to, that may cause them to be aware
I
to.
I think what you're doing, I think this conversation right here is a big thing. And I think we have to have more conversations, more honest, open, safe conversations that, everyone can't afford therapy. Let's just be real. And please, just please, always seek professional assistance. Always seek assistance from a professional. Please
Yes.
don't have an AI therapist. Please don't do that. Don't let Google be your doctor. Please, please don't do that. Please. Not here. Not here. Find you somebody you can talk to. There's support groups. There are places like NAMI is one of my best tools, I think, but NAMI is always for people who are dealing with something, dealing with mental challenges. It's the National Alliance of Mental Illness.
Okay.
But they have programs for families. In some places, they have programs for veterans. But if you just Google NAMI, NAMI,
Mm-hmm.
.org, I think it is, and see what resources are out there. There's some legitimate resources that may be able to educate you on if you think you're depressed or if you're having too much anxiety or or just how to deal in relationships, tools on
Mm-hmm.
relationships. And some of these things, and you can go to my website and I have some resources listed there too. And so just pick a resource and see what works for you and educate yourself that way. That's also psychoeducation. And when if you can, get you a
Mm-hmm.
professional. Find you a
Mm-hmm.
support group. Encourage your church to create professional avenues to discuss mental wellness.
Yeah.
I really wish I could see more of that. That's my prayer that we see more of that. I hope I answered your question. So,
You
and
did.
have
You
questions in your family too if you can. I mean, have conversations in your family if you can. If you
Yeah,
can.
sometimes.
That doesn't work with everybody.
Oh, okay. I'm glad she said that because I was gonna say something. So she cut it off real quick. Y'all saw that. Y'all saw the professionalism she did. She cut that real short for me. She was like,
If you can.
if you can, if you
If
can.
you can. Healthy
Yes.
boundaries. I'm a firm believer in healthy
Yes.
boundaries.
Yes, yes, and safe space. So thank you for having this
Yes.
safe space conversation with me and addressing how people can get the resources that they need. I would say that if anybody is, experiencing grief, you recently had passings. I don't know. We had COVID in 2020, and it was kind of like normalized that people pass, and it's still happening, like especially if you have multiple passings back to back within a year. If you've
Yeah.
moving, losing a job, and there's
Yes.
one more thing that can cause like real emotional stress and
Yes.
trauma. If you're experiencing those things, you know it's okay to seek somebody. If you're a
Yes.
veteran, I have you
Yes.
reach out to your VA provider, let them know how you need to check in. Sometimes they have off-site that can see you if they have a long waiting list. But be willing to get a check-in
Yes. And find the
mentally.
right fit. Find the
Find the
right
right fit.
fit.
Definitely advocate for yourself. I've had to do it,
Yes.
and
Me too.
be okay with doing it. Be
Yes.
If it's not a good fit, then that's okay. Be okay with doing it. The important thing is that you have a place and a space to where you can get some of those things out, those traumatic events out, so that when
Absolutely.
you're building relationships, having conversations, it flows better, it flows easier, right? So with that in mind, we're almost at time. How can the people find you? How can they work with you, Dr.?
They, yeah, they can
Go.
find me at www.authenticmind, no S, LLC.com, or just Google my name, Dr. Brenda Pridgen, and please connect with me on LinkedIn. That's the platform I use the most. Yes, that's the platform I use
Yes.
the most. So connect with me on LinkedIn. Or connect with Nyala and say, hey, who is that? Who is that woman on there talking all wild about mental health, about mental wellness? And she will connect you. So that's one way. And on my website, there is also a way you can email me if you need to. Now, disclaimer: I am not the quickest on the follow up, but I get you. So I'm just saying.
That's all right. Y'all can reach out to me, and I'll make sure that I'll send you
She
the I'll
will.
send
She
you
will.
I'll
She's a
send you the
lot better.
contacts. Yes, I'll get you connected. I'll get you connected. But I will
Yes.
say, when I was able to get you on the phone, it was so, you helped me so much. Thank you, because
Oh, it's my privilege.
I needed some help. Some
Don't we all?
help. uh, so I thank you for being here, for holding this space with such clarity. Um, and there was something else I wanted to say, that mental health is part of wellness. You already said that,
Absolutely.
right? It's not any type of diagnosis. This conversation isn't about self-diagnosis. So,
No,
like Dr.
please don't. Please. Oh,
Don't Google, don't med, whatever that website is. Don't do that. Don't do that. If you do it, just make notes,
with
but
a
go
grain of
see.
salt.
Yes, and go see a professional, and then be willing to ask why. Why,
Yes.
when you get your results, what does this mean? How does this work with you, and all of that other stuff? You can go to cdc.org. And until next time, I want everyone to keep envisioning you. Key, keep envisioning you, because you are the key to the healthier, most optimal person that you can be. Keep envisioning you. That's all I got to say. With that, have a
Yes.
wonderful
Yes. Yes.
evening. All right,
Yay.
bye, everybody.